ambitious, great, motivated leaders, enthusiastic, excited about life, creative, thought-provoking entrepreneurs. This one's for you. Welcome to Feel Free TV. I'm Melissa, your host, and today we have the two lovely ladies, H.E.R and Megan from H.E.R Foundation. These two ladies are doing some incredible things with their nonprofit. They focus on women empowerment and young ladies with absent fathers and introducing and acknowledging other women leaders in the community. You can find them giving motivational conferences and workshops and giving gift packages and teaming up with Atlanta's very own Dream Team of Atlanta for holiday celebrations. It's really great to have them. It's so wonderful to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's incredible to see two young women doing such incredible things for their community, such a selfless act. It's really empowering, it's really motivating that there's more good than bad in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are the definition of that, so I commend you.
Thank you.
I noticed H.E.R stands for something. It's H.E.R. So I have to ask, what does H.E.R stand for?
It stands for His Elegant Rubies, and that just comes from the Proverbs 31 woman, just depicting all the characteristics of what the Bible talks about a woman is, what she does. So from the industrious woman to empowerment to self-independence, self-motivation, to also caring for the home and family. So yeah.
Wow, how did you think about that? What made you?
We were kind of just sitting around and we're like, this needs to be an acronym. And
Yeah.
we just came up with it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It came
We
to
were
us.
going and
We were
going.
brainstorming.
Yeah. And just naturally came.
Right. No, it's that is a beautiful, beautiful message. Something. It's nice to have there's some background behind the name and to know that there's purpose behind it. So that's wonderful. So where did this all begin? How did H.E.R Foundation come about?
So we both had passions to start nonprofits, and we both have a passion for women development, young girls. We both have been in a position where we both had absent fathers. We're building our relationships with our fathers now. Me and my father, we haven't always had the best relationship, but I can definitely say now he's one of my best friends.
Wow.
Just the two of us.
And Megan's dad is incarcerated now, and she's building on that relationship with her father now. So we kind of just had a soft spot, and we know what it feels like on both ends of the spectrum to have a father and not to have a father.
Yeah.
So we kind of just merged our ideas together and created this one big movement, H.E.R Foundation.
Wow. That's it's beautiful because so many women who didn't have a relationship at the beginning, they find it hard to have a relationship later because that forgiveness piece is so difficult.
It's difficult.
That time that you lost is just like, if you weren't there then, why can't you be there now?
Yes.
So I'm sure you guys deal with women who find it hard to, build these new relationships. What is that like?
It's tough just because your story may not be their story, but the whole beauty of it all is just the relating to it, and how it kind of just all ties into one circle. So H.E.R's story may be different with her father, and mine's may be different from mine, or from hers, but it all ties into the main goal of that you need that relationship,
right?
And how you can support each other, support your sister to sister. But and building those values for your own life and moving forward and learning to forgive and learning what it truly means to love. So, but it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's a beautiful exchange.
Yeah.
A lot of people they don't want to go the length to really share their story or feel like it's that important as somebody else's or as detrimental as someone else's story was. But everybody's story, I feel like, needs to be shared.
That's absolutely true.
You need each other.
So I have to talk about your nonprofit. Nonprofits are tricky and partnerships are tricky. And you guys make it work. Give a little background on what it means to have a partnership and just some advice if someone was looking to have a partnership with somebody. What are some things to keep in mind?
So I would definitely say you should definitely get to know each other before you go into business together. Because you have to kind of separate business with friendship.
Yeah.
So it kind of works for Megan and I because we were friends before we started the business. And when it's time for business, it's business. And anything that happens in the scope of business, we can't take it personal because it just has to do with business. So it works for us because I'm more of the go get it, fast paced, we got to get this done type of person. And Megan's a little more relaxed. So we balance each other out in ways where if I don't know something, she knows it.
Right.
Offhand. If she doesn't know something, I know it offhand. So it works. We just balance each other out. So the advice I would give is probably know who you're going into business with and don't take anything personal because business is business and then you have to separate that friendship.
Yeah, in order for your business to thrive, because a lot of emotions can, women are emotional creatures.
We are.
And, we...
Working with women, nowadays, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, I can't. And even if it goes the simple thing, I was telling this to H.E.R a while back, even a simple hi. And how some girls can feel like it's just some type of vendetta of like, it's just smiling and
yeah, oh no, she meant something behind that hi. I know
she didn't really mean it.
She didn't mean that hi. She didn't mean that smile. She really hates me.
But I mean, the beautiful part about it, what I'm so blessed to be a part of with H.E.R is it causes you to stretch. It causes you, and I think that for just like you were giving advice, I would say, don't be scared. Like, get out of your comfort zone. Let yourself be stretched. Let your fears go and trust someone else. Like, be able to allow someone else in your life. Let that guard down and just get stretched, grow with someone. At least I can always have her and for the rest of my life. And be able to say, she was there and helped me stretch and grow, and I did the same for her. So
it's so hard for people to trust someone else with, I guess, their dreams and their vision and their money. It's just like,
especially money,
right? It's just like, no, I'll take care of it. But in order to be great and do great things, you need to help others.
Yeah.
And you need that checks and balances. Like we said, where your strengths are, your weaknesses. She makes up for it. That's a really powerful thing when you're starting a business and you're growing something.
Yeah.
So that's good. Good advice. I like that. I went to a nonprofit seminar once. Okay. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna start a nonprofit. And my head almost exploded because there was so much information, so much paperwork. I was like, is this real? Is it really that hard to start a nonprofit?
It's hard because most of the time starting off, you're using your personal funds.
It's all you.
So the paperwork was more so not as hard for us because we both went through the LLC process.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of knew the terminology and language of getting through the nonprofit paperwork.
Yeah.
And then the 501c3 portion of it, we've had mentors that kind of guide us through it. So that paperwork process wasn't necessarily so hard for us to go through.
Because you found help.
Exactly. Yeah. But as far as funding, it's hard because a lot of stuff we're funding from our personal expenses, but trying to find like sponsorships and grants, that's the tough part. But we can push through it.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's good that you mentioned, when people are starting out with anything, you have to provide your own resources. It has to come from you. This is your vision. This is your dream. And so who else is going to fund it better?
Exactly.
Until it grows into something more.
And when you have the passion for it, it kind of, there's no problem. Like, you don't feel like, I have to pay for this.
Right.
Because it's coming from the heart.
Yeah, you're just like, I'll do it. I got it. Because there's going to be, it's going to be a return, not necessarily monetary wise, but there's going to be something that you're going to, out of it. Yep. So you want to pursue that. You guys do some amazing work in the community. Like you mentioned, the resources and the manpower to get everything done, it comes from sponsorships and YouTube. What does your support system look like? Do you guys, friends, family, how do you make it all happen?
We have awesome supporters. I can personally say, my family, really immediate family is really just my mom, my brother, my sister-in-law, nieces and nephews. That's really it. Yeah. She has an awesome support system, especially her parents, and the fact that her mom and my mom have been able to come together. All four of us we got care packages done for when we
packing parties.
Yeah, packing parties. So we have an awesome support system, and really just blessed to be surrounded by people who really believe in what we do, and even people that we haven't even met before. Just they were like off rip, like this is awesome, and I'm like, it's like they're reassuring me because sometimes yourself you're just like you kind of do that self-doubt,
because you're just like, what am I doing this all for?
Or like, why would anyone even care? Listen to me? But it's just so awesome to see, even if it's just a simple, this is great, like, let me get your card, like that just, I know for her too, it just makes us feel like this is good.
Yeah,
this is good.
We're on the right track.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that, you have family and friends, and when you believe in a vision, other people, kind of drawn to that. They're drawn to your mission.
I feel like people see it off of you too.
Yeah,
it's like they can
it's like
see
a glass mirror. And I think it helps when you paint the picture for people. Like kind of tell a story of how you envision your whole organization to go, and then kind of read into the story, and it's really the story that you're selling.
And they see that and they believe in it, and the story that you're telling is the story of many people. It's not yours only. So many people do struggle with the same struggles. We all do. So that's great. Family and friends, gotta love them. Gotta love them. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about you two individually. The magic behind H.E.R Foundation. I know, Zakira, you're an author and you're releasing a book.
Yes.
And Megan, you're a shoe fanatic. And, you both have passions outside of H.E.R Foundation. How do you juggle that? Building something that you're passionate about, and also working on these other passions in your life. How do you balance all that going on?
So I'll start with, I guess, the inspiration behind my book. So growing up, I was very kind of not really out there. I didn't really like expressing myself, sharing my emotions. I wouldn't talk to anybody, so I kind of like had everything built up inside of me. And my father is an author, so he's wrote 4 books now. So I said, I'm gonna write a book. And so me writing this book is actually therapy for me. It's therapy to like get out my feelings, how I've been feeling ever since I was a child. And there's people who are my age in their 20s or like, latter teens or early 20s who have gone through the same things I've gone through. And how Megan said earlier is no one's story is the same. So there's somebody out there who needs to hear what I've been through. Because I used to think that things I've been through were so minute compared to everyone else.
Right.
So I have a deep passion for writing my book. I'm a horrible writer and I don't like writing, but when I sit down at my computer to write my book, it's like it just flows naturally. So the name of my book actually stems off of H.E.R Foundation. So the name of the book is H.E.R 20-somethings.
H.E.R 20-somethings is out now. Get your copy today. The link is below.
That's my baby, and H.E.R Foundation is definitely my baby. I'm passionate about it. I will stay up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just working on H.E.R stuff. And that's how you know you're passionate about something. How I juggle work, I do work and go to school full time. I'm going to graduate with my degree in journalism in May.
Another Georgia State alum. Congrats. Now the real journey begins. Have fun.
Congratulations. Thank you. So it's tough. I don't really sleep, honestly. I'll tell you, I'm up all night, every night. And I'm up early in the morning. I don't really sleep.
Goodness.
But it's got to get done. There's this sense of urgency because you never know when your last day is going to be. And I have a fear. You know how some people are scared of their dreams? I'm scared of my nightmares. Like, what's going to happen if I leave and I don't have anything to leave behind? Like, no one has anything to say about me. So it's a sense of urgency for me to get everything that I'm supposed to be doing done.
I want, to talk a little bit about this sense of urgency and the things that it has to get done. And the only way that's going to get done is you make time for it. You talk about you waking up early, you going to bed late, and that is what truly has to happen. People think like, oh, I can, find little pockets of the day and do this, but no, there's a lot of time and a lot of work into it. I think people are deceived when they see people doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, they were able to get it done. Like, oh, her father's an author. So he was probably giving her all the tips in the world and helping her and writing her book for her.
No.
And that's not the case.
It's not the case.
The work comes from within you.
It does.
The work has to get done.
Yeah.
You know, there's no one else who's going to do it but you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's just the truth. That's honesty behind what's really going on. So that's really good. And how about you?
Well, me, as you know, as I already briefly mentioned to you about my shoe consignment boutique.
Yes.
All my thrifters, 10 Down Boutique is the way to go. Sell, shop, slay. I love it.
I'm so excited. I'm super, super excited. And like I was saying before about self-doubt, I know personally that's something that I've definitely struggled with.
I think we all do. We all question ourselves every once in a while. Then we get the reassurance. Then question ourselves
But you know
again.
what? And then you're in your own world and you don't think anybody else is like dealing with it.
Yeah.
You just think like, I'm just crazy. Like, I can't get this done. And there is probably, you know, a person next to you that is probably dealing with the same exact thing. No.
Her foundation leaves no female behind, whether it's prom makeovers, care packages for women who have been domestically abused, girl talk sessions at elementary schools, or even vision parties at group homes. Thank you, ladies, for all that you do, because every female needs to be reminded of her craft. Want more inspiration and interviews? Good, because there are more to come. Never miss a single one. Subscribe now. Like right now.